SecondsOut, delighted to be joined by Hannah Rankin. Obviously, we heard the news yesterday that you're going to be fighting for the vacant WBO World Middleweight title. Promotional stablemate of yours, Claressa Shields, has obviously given that belt up.
Yeah,
which is very kind of her. She's been able you to fight her old friend, Savannah Marshall, for it. I guess that's a bit of a subplot involved in the fight. How long have you known about it, and how excited are you about this fight?
I'm absolutely buzzing about this fight. It's like this is my chance to become a two-time world champion, and I'm relishing it. I can't wait to get in there. To be honest, when I got offered the fight with Savannah in February, I said, because I had a fight in February, and I said yes to that fight then. And then they decided to go down the light heavyweight route. And then we went into lockdown, and everything happened there. And I thought that fight is going to come back again, because obviously we can't have opponents just flying in from all over the place, you know. So I was waiting, and I've been preparing for it. And yeah, when the call came through the third time now, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this one, and want to go. So yeah.
You mentioned that she was going down the light heavyweight route. That fight with Giovanna Perez obviously called off after the pandemic and the travel restrictions.
Yeah.
She's more used to fighting around super middle, but you're a middleweight. You've been a middleweight for a while now.
Well, I normally campaign at super welter, but the last fight was at middleweight because it was coming back after the Christmas, so it was put into middleweight. But super welter is my true weight, so I'm going to step up to middle for this one.
Okay, I'll stand corrected. Got to do my research a bit better. But yeah, so you're stepping up to middleweight and she's coming down from super middle. Who do you think has the advantage here? It may be difficult for her to make the weight.
Well, she's never actually made middleweight as a professional, so I don't think she's been anywhere near the 72 limit. She's been closer up to super middle most of the time, so it's going to be interesting for her. I've obviously campaigned at middleweight before when I fought Claressa for the Unified Middleweight Championship. So I know what my body feels like at middleweight, and I know how I'm going to make the weight and where I'm going to be. So I think I've got the advantage in this one. Yes, she's coming down, so she's going to be bigger than me. But, you know, I have the advantage because I know how I feel at the weight and how strong I am at middleweight.
And as a pro, you've fought by far the superior opposition as well, which has to be an advantage.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm getting in there with a fantastic resume. And I've been in with so many different types of fighters. Also, I've been a former world champion, so I'm getting there full of confidence, and I'm ready to go in there and showcase what I can do.
And as we said, you and Claressa share team members. You've sparred her since you fought her as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right? I'm just second guessing myself now. Has she spoken to you about this fight? Have you spoken to her about taking it and what's going on?
Yeah, we had a little chat the other day about it. We stay in touch regularly. You know, obviously I would have been over in America had there not been the COVID situation, and I would have seen her a lot earlier than this. But yeah, no, we were chatting about it, and she's buzzing for me, really excited for me to go and take the opportunity. No doubts in her mind that I win this fight. So yeah, really excited.
Does she not have mixed emotions though? Because if you do win this fight, as she's confident of you doing, that's a potential big fight for her out the window.
Yeah, but as it stands, you know, like boxing's one of those, like, it's like Quicksilver. Things change left, right, and center all the time. So you can't be banking on a fight that's 3 fights down the line. Like, you can't think of it like that. You have to be here and now in the moment. So what's happening now is I'm fighting for the WBO middleweight world title against Savannah. I'm going to become champion. And then, you know, we'll have to see what happens then after that. But you know, it's interesting when it comes to boxing. You can't plan that far ahead for sure. And Savannah's been offered the fight with Claressa 2 or 3 times now, so you know that opportunity has been there for her, and they haven't taken it.
Are you surprised that they've taken such a big risk? I mean, Savannah's been out the ring for a long time, as most people have. She's gearing up, hoping for this fight with Claressa Shields, whether it happens or not. But you're more than just a potential banana skin. You're a proven world level performer.
Yeah, I am surprised they've taken the fight, to be perfectly honest. I mean, they could have waited for the COVID restrictions to be lifted. She could have fought Perez and won the light heavyweight, maybe. So I am very surprised at that. But, you know, like I said, if Eddie wants to get her out, there's not really any other option for her to fight in the UK. So it's me or no one. And so, yeah, good on them for taking the fight. It's their loss, but good on them for taking it.
What do you make of her, the limited amount we've got to see of her as a pro so far? What do you identify as her strengths and her weaknesses so far?
Obviously, the opponents she's had, we haven't really had a chance to see like really what she's made of. She's not really been tested in the ring, to be honest. So you know, we don't really know what it's going to be like for her when she goes deep into championship waters for a title fight, you know, making 72 for the first time, all of those sort of things. So you can't really judge anything on what she's done so far. Obviously, she's got that amateur pedigree and everything that comes with that. But apart from that, you know, this is the professional game. So it's a completely different sort of situation. So we'll see how we go. I know how I'm going to act, and it will just be up to her on the night.
Some of your big fights have been out in the States, of course. You've probably got a higher profile over there than you have here so far. How important is this for your career that it's a big UK fight, live on Sky Sports as well? Apart from it being a world title fight, just from a profile perspective, it seems like it's a huge one.
Oh, absolutely. I think every fighter wants to fight on a matchroom card. It's a great situation to be fighting on a matchroom card and on Sky Sports. You know, Sky Sports allows it to be broadcast to so many people before. So the last time I did that, I was fighting Claressa, and that was in the States. But yeah, I've got a big following over there, big following in Scotland. So just going to bring the rest of the UK behind me as well. So it's a chance to really showcase what I can do here on home shores. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
And kind of standard question we ask to everyone at the moment is, how do you feel about fighting behind closed doors with no crowd in attendance?
For me, it's no problem whatsoever. I'm not even really thought about it, to be honest. Like, you know, when you start out on shows when, you know, you have your debut and obviously you've got loads of people there, and sometimes there's not that big a crowd. I've been in massive auditoriums, I've been in small ones, so like super busy, not so super busy. So yeah, for me, it makes no difference. And like, I've had loads of experience, obviously, from my music background, of playing to various crowd sizes, playing to no one, doing all that sort of stuff. So yeah, for me, it makes absolutely no difference.
Do you think it's a disadvantage to her? Because obviously the card was set for the Northeast on October the 17th, and presumably she would have had the backing of the majority of the crowd.
I'm assuming she should have had a lot of fans there if it's going to be in her home part of the town, but obviously it's behind closed doors. She's not going to have the backing, and who knows how she's going to react when there's none of that sort of crowd there to give you that extra buzz. So, you know, I think it's definitely an advantage for me because I'm not bothered wherever it is, you know, so it doesn't matter.
And if you come through this, you win a Big Four world title, would that convince you to stay at 160 even if it's not your natural weight?
I think when I win this title, there'll be loads of options that become available for me. But for me, I'm a flexible fighter, and as I showcased throughout my whole career, so I'll go wherever the big opportunities are. But yeah, first things first is winning the WBO middleweight world title, and I can't wait to do it.
Do you ever feel like your career's kind of been in reverse, that you've been chucked in at the deep end quite early on, and now you've matured as a fighter, you're at a certain level, it kind of starts here?
Yeah, it's funny because you say that actually. I was talking to my coach Noel Callan and Gary Jacobs, who's also going to be in my corner as well, and we were talking about this. You know, I won my world title, won the IBO, and then I lost the IBO, and then I had that great fight in February where I had a fantastic performance, stoppage in the third round, and that's when like Gary was like, "That's your apprenticeship sort of over," and this is like me now ready to go make a statement on the world stage, you know. And I really feel that. I feel that this is my time to showcase. I've done all my learning now in those first 13 fights, and now this is my chance to showcase what I've done. So in a way, yeah, I suppose it is a little bit back to front, but I wouldn't change it for anything because I've learned so much from it.
Tell us a little bit about the addition of Gary Jacobs to the camp. Obviously, former European champion, British champion, challenged for the world title, unfortunately against one of the best fighters of the modern era. What's he brought to the team?
I'm a massive fan of Gary. I've always loved watching his fights, and him and Noel work really well together in the corner. And having someone that's been in those sort of high-level situations, fighting for those world titles, having actually been there, it's invaluable to have that person in your corner just at that right moment to say that little thing that they've noticed that you might not have seen. And it's always good to have that sort of support from him. And you know, me and him get on really, really well, and I love working with him because whenever I go home to Scotland and Noel can't come, I work with Gary, so we've got a strong relationship there, and he's always saying he sees quite a bit of him in me, so it's great
That's
to have
quite
that.
a compliment.
Yeah, it's a fantastic compliment, and one that absolutely bowled me over when he first said that. But yeah, I'm so proud to have him as part of the team, and it just makes me have a really solid team. Him, Noel, and Richard Farnan, my cut man, who's been with me right from the very beginning. So I've always been about it being about me and my team, and it's a solid team, so I feel good.
Great stuff. And just before I let you go, there might be a few remaining people out there who aren't aware of you and your profile so far. So just tell people how they can find you on various social media platforms.
Fantastic. So on all my social media platforms, everything's under team_Rankin. I made it simple for everybody, so it's the same for Twitter, for Instagram, and it's just Hannah Rankin, professional boxer, on Facebook as well.
Great stuff. Well, wish you the very best of luck for October 17th, and I look forward to the fight. I think it's probably the best fight on the show.
Thanks very much, Danny. Cheers.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.